I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Young Sam.
That's me.
Hey, so Young Sam, you guys, for you that don't know, this is a very special episode because Young Sam was one of the OG artists that I had when I was actually still filming out of my house.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times, right? Just reminisce. But so it's so great to have you back on and to hear all the new things that you have coming up. I really want to start before we talk about your tour that you have going on. I want to talk about the music that you're putting out right now.
Yes.
So, first things first, let's talk about Sky High and you being on not only a helicopter and a plane for your music videos.
Music video, yes. The video's out right now on YouTube actually, and the song is off an EP of mine called Planet 88. So the song is called No Service. Pretty much the notion behind the whole video was, don't call me because don't call me. I can't reach the phone right now. Pretty much I'm too I'm somewhere in the sky. I'm enjoying my life, and you can't reach the phone because there's no service. So that's the whole.
Yeah, so that's like a lighter way of saying don't call me.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much I'm trying to live my life right now.
You're not saying I'm gonna forward your call. You're saying I can't help it. There's no service.
No service, exactly.
Right? It's not me. It's the service.
And the other video is called Lifestyle. It's just pretty much I'm showing an example of what my life is actually becoming. Because the last time I came on your interview, I was talking about my album that was coming out, which is it was titled Like Something Out of a Movie.
Yeah.
And pretty much it's just a projection of where things have pretty much gone. Because the concept behind the album was how fast things were changing for me, and how even though people were things were impossible and things couldn't be done, I was still able to achieve a lot of those goals, and I'm still achieving a lot of those goals. Okay. So I felt it was only right for the song to be titled Lifestyle.
Awesome. And so now I was disappointed to hear that you didn't actually fly the plane or the helicopter.
No. Oh, God, no. Oh, man. Couldn't even look down. I was nervous. But
he's just singing so if you guys see him singing like this, that's where him praying for his life for the plane not to go down.
Hopefully someday I'll get my license, my pilot license, and hopefully one day.
Oh man, but and so you said fans, you can tune into those music videos.
Yes.
And where's the link for those?
You can go on my Instagram. This is Young Sam, THISISYUNGSAM, or look up the video on YouTube. No Service by Young Sam. Songs on Apple Music, Spotify, and etc. All those fun places. So
dope. And you said that was off of your EP Planet 88,
yes.
right? So what other songs are on that EP?
On that EP, we have the song called Swim. It's an acronym for See What I Mean. It's pretty much a depiction of me telling y'all I predicted this and now it's happening. See what I mean? And then we have No Service, of course. Can't really remember a lot of it right now. I feel there's so much going on.
He's in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat with a lot going through my head right now. But we also we have Super Villain.
Okay.
Song is an amazing song. I put out the song as a single way before the project, so pretty much Super Villain is it explains me not wanting to be the good guy where it's I settle for whatever I get. It's very much I want to be the bad guy. I want I want to
take what you want.
Exactly. I take what I want, and I'm leaving no ransoms. And pretty much the whole project is a collab project with my brother. His name is Cali Boy DeMarcus, and we've had that project working for so long, and it's he's my producer.
Okay.
So we just felt we should put out a collab album. Just me and him, no other producers on it, no other artists. It was just me and him locked in, and we were just working on it.
Now, I know that each of, obviously your song titles have a lot of meaning behind them. And so I'm curious, what was Planet 88? What was the inspiration behind that?
Pretty much, I wanted to call it Planet 808. Because working with my current producer, Cali Boy, he works with a lot of 808 and trap beats. And that was something new to me. So I was man, Planet 808, bro. I was that's too draggy. So let's just call it Planet 88. So it's it's a new space for me and a new space for him, because I'm one of the first artists he's officially working with.
Oh wow, okay.
So that was a whole new
So it's space. It's a new frontier.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's a whole new planet for me. It's a whole new adventure and a new thing, and it's been amazing. And we're actually working on the sequel called Project 88. So it's pretty much now we're on this planet. Now we're giving you guys the real stuff.
Dope.
Test product is over. Here's the real music.
Awesome. Well, and so you guys first on Fame by the Flame, you definitely have to tune in for that one.
Yes, most definitely.
And I also know that you have another EP, Color, right?
Yes.
And so can you explain a little bit behind the inspiration with that one?
Yes, of course. Color was something I decided to work on just to I don't know. The way I saw it was when we associate a lot of things we do as a psych major, I feel like everything reflects a certain color in us. You know, whether it's yellow for sunlight, red for anger, blue for sadness, or gray for gloominess. So that's pretty much the concept behind the EP. Is just like each song has each title of the song is a color. So like blue depicts like, you know, whatever I'm going through.
Yeah.
Like let's talk about the sadness that I'm experiencing or whatever. Gray pretty much explains like I'm in like a space where it's like cloudy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out myself. I'm still trying to figure out this whole music thing and this whole new like lifestyle I'm trying to like get myself into. So pretty much that comes from it. And productions from Cali Boy also. I'm producing tracks on there for myself because he's been teaching me a little thing. So I was like, you know, let me show the world, a little bit of what I can do.
Well, I think it's cool that, like you said, like each color kind of is a song, and each song represents a certain vibe that you've been going through in terms of like, you know, your feelings behind it. Because ultimately, it's like, with each song, with each music.
Oh, I was holding that up to let you know it's 5.
Oh, okay.
You stopped so suddenly. Normally you just give a quick glance and then that's it.
I looked and you weren't doing anything else, so I thought this is meaning stop. Maybe this is like 5.
Oh, no.
Stop. Like,
this was 5 minutes.
Okay.
You can keep going.
Okay, so I think it's really cool how you have each song title kind of being like an emotion, you know, because ultimately, I mean, your music comes from the experiences that you go through, the emotions that you feel just in everyday life, right? And now I was going to ask you, you know, I know especially because you just both mentioned blue and gray, right? So it sounds like a little like heartbreak transition, you know?
Of course.
Like, you want to go into maybe like how some of the things that are happening in your personal life transcribe into your music?
So pretty much on the song Blue, it's pretty much just like, it's depicting of this transition between my last relationship, which took place 2 years ago, compared to me trying to put myself out there now into like the dating scene, or you know, trying to bring somebody else into my life. And it's not always easy because you always have those stigmas of like previous experiences, and it carries on.
Definitely.
And then we the song Gray pretty much it's me trying to figure out myself. I feel like I'm stuck in like a cloudy situation or gloomy weather, where it's on the song I talk about me trying to find peace between like myself and my religion. Like I'm Christian, but I feel like at the same time the lifestyle I'm living kind of strays away from that path. But even though like my faith, I still have faith, and I'm still rooted in what I believe in.
Well, you're spiritual, but it's hard to kind of subscribe to a lot of the in terms of organized religion, there's a lot of rules that maybe sometimes you can't always abide by.
Exactly, you can't always accomplish. And also, it also talk lyrics on there also explain like me losing friendships or people that I thought were very close to me, or people who like I held very close to me in person, or they betrayed me, and I had to separate from them. So it's pretty much like me navigating through this. So I figured, what was the best way to do it than to put it on like an EP, just to give a current update to like what's going on in my life before the main album comes out.
Definitely. Well, again, I think it's cool that you're able to express yourself through music, and I'm sure that a lot of individuals who are tuning into your sound can basically relate to what you have going on, because I think everybody goes through heartbreak, everybody goes through those trials and tribulations with friend groups or with just personal growth. Like when you grow as a person, you don't always maintain and hold on to those relationships because that other person or those other people may not grow as exponentially or even as quick as you.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Now I know that you have, you know, these 2 EPs, right?
Yes.
Planet 88 and Color, right? You just dropped your new music video, and then now you're gonna go on tour to Canada.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm super excited. It's a blessing. I'll be out there for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and for those for about 4 or 5 days of those, we're still trying to confirm the 5th show.
Awesome, and it's called Africanada Tour.
Africanada Tour, pretty much.
Dope.
It's like, I'm an African kid heading to Canada.
So. What more descriptive than that?
Shout out to my brothers, Chris Rose, Phil, and Travis. They helped me come up with the name.
Dope.
Amazing people. Leslie and Ryan also. You guys are amazing.
Awesome.
So pretty much that's like the concept behind the tour is like, I'm this kid adventuring into a new space, because I've done shows in California, I've done shows in Sacramento, but just like the fact that I'm leaving the country to go do something that I love is like, it's an amazing thing for me.
And I feel like Canada, like even though Canada and the United States are very similar, they're also really different. Like I went to Canada for the first time this year, and it was just like again, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also just very different vibes. So I'm curious to see what you come back with.
Oh, I'm very curious to see what I go there with too. So it's like, so yeah, that's something I'm very excited for. So can't wait for that.
Awesome. And so fans who are going to be in Canada can come to your shows and check out all the new work that you have. And again, what is the best way to buy tickets to tap in with you for that?
It's on my Instagram. I have tickets on the website for the venues.
Dope.
I'm gonna put out more information about what's going on. So from March 16th to about the 20th or the 21st, we're gonna be out there. So.
And what are you the most excited to like see or do on your tour?
One thing I'm very excited about is to preview some unreleased tracks and see how people are feeling it out there before I actually put it out to the world.
So try it out in Canada.
Exactly, you know.
And then see if you want to bring it back.
Let's see which one, it's like the trial and error phase. So it's like, which one are you guys feeling? So
Dope. Yeah. Okay. And those I'm assuming are going to be off your new project, which is 1995,
yes,
right?
of course.
Yes, you guys look.
Got the merch. Yes.
You know it's a thing when he's wearing his own face on him, right?
Oh, you gotta represent.
With the angel wings. So in 1995, I mean, obviously that's your birth year, right?
Yes,
but what else is like the meaning to that year for you?
Pretty much like, it's crazy. From the culture I come from, we believe everyone is like destined for something great, or like, your path has been like already predestined, or everything that happens for a reason. Yeah. So I feel like that year is just special to me, and like I felt, the angel wings represent like I'm an angel. Like I came into Earth that year, and ever since then I've been on this path to become like something greater than I am to the world, and like whether that is me going to high schools or middle schools and public speaking for motivational reasons. I feel like little things like that adds on to like me being the angel. I think
drops in your karma bucket,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. do good and get good in return. So
and so I'm really curious because obviously like I know a lot about you, but for fans that don't know a lot about you, what's something that would be surprising to them to hear about you? Either something that you're passionate about, or just something that like maybe like first looking at you people wouldn't know.
So it's fashion. Definitely fashion. My older sister got me into fashion, and for the last 2 years it's been something that has been like, it's been really like burning in my heart. Man, I wish I had worn, but I have a pair of custom Vans for 1995 I designed with my friend Carlos, and we're trying to push it to Vans to have like limited pairs made. Now it's merged for the album. And other than that, it's just like, I'm also gonna be at Sac Fashion Week this Saturday, so I'm super excited about that. Meeting a bunch of new designers and a bunch of like art. Something very passionate about.
Awesome. So do you think that later down the line you'll actually have your own clothing line associated with your music?
I really hope so. Like, even if I don't have my own clothing line, like I'd like to like work with other people in like the fashion industry. Shout out to Kanye. He's like, so it's something along those lines. It's like all in all, it's just the embodiment of art.
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, you're a creative person, so it kind of goes across, and not only like your music, then you're just intrigued for having a visual representation of your creativity.
Yes, of course. And
so do you think, like a year ago when we first did this interview, right? It's like you thought you were where you are now, right? But do you think that like this is like a hard question, I guess, to ask. Like, do you think now where you're at, you would think you would be in 5 years? Does that make sense? Like,
not at all. To be honest, not at all. Like, anything that has happened in the last 2 years of my life, there was a moment where, like, we all have big dreams, and there's, like, moments where those dreams seem like they're fading away from you or whatever. But, like I always say, it's a blessing to be here. I've had opportunities I never imagined I would have, whether it's performing on TV or, like, working with iHeart or even sitting at the awards at, like, iHeart Awards or something like that. Or even last summer, we're getting to perform at the State Fair. That was, like... It's like things you dreamed of as a kid, but when when it starts happening, you're like, man, this is really happening. So
when it's funny too, because then in the time you're like, oh, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
About, like, but wait, when I was however young I was, or when I look back at this, you're like, wow, that actually was like a really like pivotal point in my career. When people
ask me about it, and I'm telling them, it's like, man, it seems like I'm bragging, but it's like I really did accomplish this. Yeah. It's an amazing feeling.
It's dope. Do you have any, I'm always curious of like pre-show rituals, right? Because you perform a lot, you're out there a lot. Do you have any like, being a spiritual person and being one who's really connected to like, this higher power, do you have any pre-show rituals that you do?
Of course. The morning of, wake up, go for a walk or whatever, try to clear my mind. Come back, read Psalms 91, always Psalms 91. And then I just kind of lay around and do nothing.
just
kind of lay around and
do
nothing. Exactly. Try to relax and watch Netflix if it is, or watch TV or watch something, or go on YouTube and just like watch. For example, like actually this is something I really do big. I go on YouTube and I watch all of Travis Scott's like previous performances.
Oh, okay.
Travis Scott's. We talked about this last time. Biggest influencer. Yes. Once again, if you're seeing this, link up, let's get the feature in. But yeah, I watch all his old performances, just to get myself like excited.
Yeah, well, he has a phenomenal performance value. Yes. Like not only like his stage presence, but just the theatrics that he has. It's like kind of like Lana Del Rey. It's like it's like a play or like an opera. Like you're watching this like on top of like the music being performed.
Yes, all in the art. It was all in the art, and I was blessed enough to be at his Astroworld tour in December, and life-changing experience. Dope. So definitely, that's something I do before my shows. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
I've never shared that before, but
well, guys, first time Fame by the Flame. Trying to be like Young Sam, now you know what he does. Now you know. Well, so, one thing I ask all, like, my artists, is there any advice that you have for people who are getting into the industry? Because, you look up towards these people like Kanye or Travis Scott as your influences, and I'm sure that there's other people out there who look at you as an influence for their creation and their art. So do you have any advice for people who are maybe just starting out in the music industry, or maybe, like you said, who maybe losing their sparkle or maybe losing their way and need to kind of find their way back?
All in all, I'm going to just say, just stay true to yourself. Like, yeah, it's awesome to have influences, but at the same time, you have to realize what you're doing it for and what type of story you're trying to tell. Like, never limit yourself. Just do what you want, pretty much. Like, and if people are not giving it to you, you just got to go out there and take it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Hey, it's okay to be a super villain, man. Sometimes you gotta do what you have to do.
Fans will just have to definitely stay tuned and watch you and see all the new stuff that you got going on. I know you're dropping a ton of new stuff. You're having your tour. Like, there's just definitely going to be more of you in the city for sure.
Yes, of course. So many coming out. 2019 is the year.
It is the year. And is there any way that fans can tap in with you if they have, like, questions or about your shows or anything like that? Is still Instagram the best way for you?
Yes, ma'am. Instagram, Twitter. I'm not really always on Twitter, but I will get the notification. Same thing, CHIS.
And if you have service, you may answer.
Hey, if I have service, I might answer. But Instagram and Twitter is the same. At This Is Young Sam, THISISYUNGSAM. And before we wrap this up, I just want to give a huge shout out to my brothers, Christopher Roach, Phil, Travis, Leslie, Ryan. Great influences in my life, and I appreciate what you guys do for me 24/7. I know it gets really crazy sometimes being in and out, but we're doing it, we're making it work.
Yeah, and you definitely can't do what you do without the crew.
No, definitely not.
So shout out to those who make you better, right, and build you up.
Always.
Well, thank you so much, Young Sam, for being on Fame by the Flame Part 2, you guys. I definitely appreciate you, and I'm so excited to see all the work that you've already put in and all the dreams and desires that you have more for your future. Jay Amina Labs, thank you so much. You have been there from the beginning for me, and I appreciate you so much, and you always keep it lit, so awesome. Yeah, well, fans, until next time, I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Young Sam.
That's me.